Hey everyone, y'all are at Camppatton Family Compound. I'm in the master bath and I've done a couple old videos in here before. One on the scales here. But this is probably the coldest room in the house for getting heated by the furnace. And I really don't want to jack up the rest of the house up to, above 72, 73 to get it warm enough in here to take a shower. So what I did was I got a Mr. Heater Buddy here, and I had been running it last winter, sitting over in the corner over there underneath where the camera is now, with one of the green 1 pound bottles on it. And I went through quite a few bottles. I didn't leave it on too long. I just turned it on while I was about 5 minutes before I got in the shower, took my shower, got out, turned it off, and dried off and everything. But it started getting really expensive with those 1 pound bottles. I got about 20 of them out there to refill. And I started to refill some of them. I got the attachment for it, but it's like, it takes so much time to refill them, and never can tell when that little valve inside of it's going to fail and all the propane's going to leak out. So what I did was, on this one here, I went ahead and got the filter for it over under the side here, and a hose, and behind here, I got a 20 pound tank down here. Well, that's nice and everything, but originally when I had the tank on it, I had it down on the floor, and it started acting up because I guess it was siphoning liquid propane down there. So I brought some boards in from the shop, put it up here, and it's been working great up here. But I only use this on low, on the lowest setting possible, which is 4,000 BTUs. And so I really needed to take this out to the shop and use it out in the shop to help heat it out there. So what I got was, I went ahead and I got the Little Buddy, which is only 3,800 BTUs, and that's the high setting, which is perfect for in here. Now, as you can see, I got a green propane bottle on it, but the problem is, I can set it down here and it'll heat and stuff and everything else, but then I'm refilling those all the time. So I got an idea to change it up here, and so I'm gonna, go ahead and stop the camera, and I'm gonna take this out and bring the other stuff in here. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. All right. All right. So I don't want to use these green bottles in here. Take this thing apart. This bottle's empty. There we go. Now, without the bottle on there, you can't really set this up. You can't run a hose over here and put it in here. So I got to come up with a different way of doing it. So what I have from camping, a little propane tree goes on the tank. Let me turn around. And it's got the instructions and stuff how you set it up. The neat thing about this is, this thing is a two-parter, and you don't need to use both parts, only the bottom part. Let me go grab it and bring it over here for you. And it comes in its own little carrying case here. Okay, so this is the bottom part here. This is the part that connects onto the tank, and this is just an extension that goes on here to give it more height. So I don't need it. So I'm just going to set that aside and use it later. And then I just attach this to the tank. The only thing I don't like about this particular one, this is a Coleman one, is that there's no O-ring on it to give it a double seat seal on the valve. But so long as I get the valve tight enough, it'll be fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put this on. Now this will only go on the new type where it has the threads on the outside. It doesn't work on the inside threads, the old type. And I forget what the letter designations are for these. So I really don't like the new type because they're really hard to get a good seal if they don't have an O-ring on them. Okay. Now once this is in place, make sure that this little support leg is down. I just tighten it up, and that gives a little extra support to it. And I take off the cap, plastic sealing cap here. All right. Now the top here, if it's showing it, I'll lean it over here. The top here is just like the top of these. Exact type. So that'll screw right onto here. And this does not like to stick onto the thing. So I have to change things around here and take it off the tank and put this together separately here. See what's going on. There we go. All right, so now it's all attached, it's on there, and it's ready to go. Now, the Mr. Buddy, Mr. Heater Little Buddy is a rated indoor safe heater. So, crank that on. Just let it sit here for a minute and see if I can smell anything. Okay, not smelling anything. So now, I'm going to go ahead and turn it this way here for a second because the controls are on this side here. So it says to push to ignite. After lit, hold 30 seconds and then release to start the heater. So it's got a little pilot light down in there. Let's give it a little test here. Of course, got to wait for this to fill up with fuel and vent out here. And it's going to take a minute or so here to do. First time using these trees, it takes a minute, especially like when you're using them for a lantern. You have to turn the lantern on and let it hiss for a minute before it smells. Oh, there we got a little flame there for a second. There we go. And there it goes. And it's lighting up. Now I can turn it around to the direction I want it at, so the heat is going over towards that side where the shower's at. Go ahead and grab the camera and bring it in here. And there you can see the pilot, and it's starting to heat up there. So that's going to be the new way to add a little heat to the bathroom here. So I can take a shower without my back locking up on me. And this uses less propane than the Mr. Buddy does on, the Mr. Heater Buddy does on the low setting. And so with the 30-pound tank here on it, it ought to last me 2 winters in here. And if anybody asks about, well, what about the bathtub? Aren't you going to use that? No, we decided the first thing we decided was that bathtub is going, when we start doing remodeling, that bathtub's coming out, and we're going to put some cabinet closets in here for bath towels and other things like that. So just make it a little bit more room. The scale move around the corner, and everything else will get moved around here when we do the remodel. So it'll be out of the way, still with it. All right, so let me know what you think about it, and I'll answer any questions you have down in the comment section.